Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Paulio the Arcturian. Please visit my website at www.arcturian.com.au for more information. And I'm doing psychic, clairvoyant card readings for anyone that wishes for such a service. And it can be done over Skype or Zoom anywhere in the world. So just go to my website and email me and we can arrange a booking and I can provide this service for you. Also crystals and pendants for sale within Australia if you take a liking to any specific gift that I have available in the shop on my website. Today's message is about the divine plan for Earth. There is an absolute purpose for our whole existence on this planet. I'm sure that most of you have fathomed that one. And many people ask the question, well, what are we doing here? Why are we here? And we have all chosen to be here. Most of us have, or half of us have actually. The other half of us were brought here because we did not conform to particular star systems that we came from. Somewhat rogue. However, we are all participating under the same agenda of Prime Creator. Now, the ultimate plan for our Earth is to be a living library. And what does this mean? Well, a living library is a conglomerate of information that is not written in a textbook, it's not on a piece of paper, and it's not inscribed in stone. Information is often varying and evolving apart from history. The living library, ladies and gentlemen, folks, is us. The living library is organic. It is contained within the Akashic records of our DNA. And as we evolve as human beings from the fourth and into the fifth dimension, when we become fifth dimensional beings, we will be accruing our first fifth dimensional gift, and this is telepathy. Now, psychic ability and clairvoyancy and clairaudience and all of those other gifts that you see other people have, they are all a form of telepathic and receival of energies. So when you hold someone's personal ring in your hand and you feel that energy and you pick up on the stories that's associated with the energy of those minerals, you are only merely picking up on the frequencies of that material. And this is similar to telepathy. You're picking up on the frequencies of other beings and conversing with them. Now, with this telepathic ability, also comes the ability to tap into the Akashic records of all. And this is how all the beings on the other side of the veil work. They are able to tap into many timelines, many stories, many experiences, history, and their own truths. And all star systems have their own truths. They have their disagreements between each other, just like us humans here on Earth. I've even noticed that people with their own particular guides, who are very gifted human beings, their own guides have their own interpretation of different things, and they put forth messages in their own way, and they're not always the same at all. So then you get, some of these discrepancies. However, the highest truth is what resonates with each and every one of us individually, of course. So while we're interpreting these other Akashic records that we bring forth through our telepathy, we can convey this information. Now, why do we have a living library? Well, this is the most exciting part of it all. The Star Wars series of movies did not come as some airy-fairy, idealistic approach to a storyline. It was purposely given to these people to let us know that, or let us know of a potential for the Earth, i.e., you see in Star Wars, you see many beings interacting with each other of all sorts, doing their wondrous things and playing their own little games. And well, in the next 5 to 10 years, this is well and truly what to expect on our very own planet. And at the moment, you may say, who is this kook? Well, you'll see. We will be having extraterrestrial disclosure this year, and I'm most certainly praying that by the end of this year we will have first contact. And we will have first contact. It's inevitable. Inevitable. And I can't wait. There's even a lot of the intelligence organizations across many governments around the planet, they all know this is coming. You only have to ask people like me across the planet what they've had to experience with these intelligence organizations. They're supposed to be protecting us from terrorism, but they tend to terrorize some of us instead, which is a disgrace. But this is only through their own fears, because they are very materialistic and not in their hearts, and so they don't feel these energies that a lot of the rest of us do. We're feeling these frequencies come in, the less busy that we get. So for some of you, this may cause reason for alarm, thinking, oh, well, what are all these different beings? There's hundreds of species across our galaxy and universe, across the galaxies and this universe. And the vast majority of them are benevolent. the Dark Ones know the power of creation. That's why they put out these alien spaceships coming across the cities and booming them and making big explosions, and these species coming in and do with their ray guns. This is not how it's going to play out, ladies and gentlemen. You see, the reason why we have Star Wars and why we have these other alien movies that kill humans is because both the light and the dark know that thought is purely creative. And it says in the Bible, we have our umbilical cord come in, we adulterate it first thought, and then we speak it. Comes out of the word. The word is the creative aspect from first thought. And these energies radiate out of our body in light encoded filaments, and this is what makes up matter. Matter is the densest matter on this planet. Is consumed at 98% space between the atoms, neutrons, the neutrons, protons and electrons. You've got all that space in between. There's quantum energy in there holding it all together, and this makes matter. And when you break down the protons and the neutrons and the electrons, they're made up of smaller particles of energy, which are made of smaller particles of energy, and it gets down to the light encoded filaments. And those light encoded filaments come out of our thought patterns, as with the rest of the beings that exist around our universe. So this is how physical reality is made. Physical reality is the illusion. It's a playing field. It's a playing game. So the Dark Ones know this, so they put out movies with these killer aliens to scare you and frighten you, because they know that first contact is inevitable and they want to try and stop it. On the benevolent side, we have movie makers making like the Star Wars series of Star Wars. And this is all very much a lighter action. It describes the light and the dark and the battle between light and dark in a much more benevolent fashion. And the guts of what I'm getting to is that Earth will be an interaction of many different species of extraterrestrial. And why is this? This is the next phase of what I'm talking about. Our planet, our star system, is pretty much smack in the middle of this galaxy. And it's a very good place for ETs to stop over and then continue on their path to the other side of the galaxy. Now, when they stop over, they wish to gather information. And this is what the living library is for. It's for us as humans to pass over this information to them, interact with them, exchange information and joy, and then they move on. And this is really what the divine plan is. And then on top of that, we have the Lord's Prayer, which we all know. And when you recite the Lord's Prayer, they're talking about bringing the etheric realms into a physical reality. So we're bringing the heavenly etheric realm into a physical reality. So at the same time, as we move into the fifth dimension, we're moving from survival based, which is third dimensional. We are currently fourth dimensional beings, and we are transcending into fifth dimensional beings, which is operating from our heart space of zero fear of love, contentment, gratitude, and acceptance. And with this, we eliminate all wars. We only seek for constitution and consolidation and unity, for that matter. And this is what the collective consciousness is. The human collective consciousness is a consciousness of us all. So we have all had our experiences in life, and all of this knowledge and experiential activity is stored in our Akashic records, and our Akashic records is stored inside our DNA. You know, the science talks about how we've got all this junk DNA. Well, this is another fallacy given to us by the dark ones, because they don't want you to investigate truly what you are. And we're only we have only been, still a lot of us are only operating at about 5% mindful capacity. Others of us are operating at a much higher percentage, which in the physical is the brain and the activity of the brain. So as we move into the fifth dimension, we will be using much, 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 much more of the capacity of our brain, and we are becoming very powerful indeed, and this is what the dark ones are attempting to stop us from doing, because they want to keep us sheltered in this pathetic little dome and have their way with us and have this planet and its gratifications for themselves for as long as they can hold on to it. But this planet is for us all. It's not just for them. That's another story. So this is the divine plan for this planet. And it's absolutely fabulous and fantastic. I'm so much looking forward to all of this. It's phenomenal. It's exciting. And ladies and gentlemen, I beg you to please, on my channel I've got a 3-part meditations. And these are the Arcturians, Pleiadians and Sirians uniting together to formulate these meditations. Part 1, 2 and 3. The first one is, are you ready for an upgrade? Part 2 is the stabilization of those energies, and part 3 is the integration of those stabilized energies. And as you cycle through these over and over and over, these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, over a period of time, you'll bring these energies in for yourself, and you will understand what I'm saying more and more and more and more, because you will be accruing and attaining this information off your own light, from your own oversoul, from your own guides and angels and guardians that exist on the other side of the veil, waiting to perform your dreams, requests and personal ambitions on a benevolent scale for your highest good. So please go through these meditations, and I know that what I've said here today is a bit far-fetched for some, but you will soon find out. You only have to have a look at all the sightings of UFOs. You only have to look at Meet Errol the Extraterrestrial, which I have on this channel as well. It's a 4.5-hour video of the transcript of Errol, She was the only one alive that was captured when the 2 UFOs came down in Roswell back in 1947. Well, she is one of my soul family members. Probably sounds a bit out there too. This is part of the reason why I know all this information. It's not by accident, it's not by coincidence, and it's not even by fate. It already existed within me. It's just been born out of me the more that I've connected with my own oversoul. And then it has brought the information into me as I've been ready for it. And now I present you with this information because you would not be watching this video unless you are ready for it. I congratulate you for getting to this stage of your evolution. Please feel free to investigate further, do your due diligence, and especially connect in with your central light column through meditation, and make sure you ground yourself. Put that silver angelic cord from your lower 2 chakras, your second one if you're a female, and your first one if you're a male, into the crystalline core of the planet. Very important. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I love you all. We are in very exciting times, and namaste, dear ones. Namaste.